As we're getting closer and closer to Christmas, and a few more craft shows to go before the end of the year, I want to get a couple more things done. So we're going to do, I did a manger earlier. It was a three-dimensional manger. This one is going to be a flat one. It's very basic, even more simple than the last one. It's just going to be these boards. That's it. We're going to cut a roof line in each one of them. This is actual old barnwood that I got, and then this is from a fence post, like I typically do my stuff. What I want to do is I'm going to cut the roof angles on these things. This is going to be a little bit bigger. These are just going to be rustic, smaller pieces. This is just going to be a larger, like I stated, wall piece as well. These will be for on the wall also. These probably are not going to stand up on their own. Well, they kind of do. Maybe they can, I guess. Anyhow, so we'll go ahead and get started on these. So what I've done is I've cut a very shallow slope on these pieces. So I have to take them, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the orbital sander on them, get them kind of cleaned up a little bit. These are the bigger ones. These have are going to have a different look to them. So now what I need to do is figure out, I've got this ready so I can draw in the shapes that I want. Each one of these is going to have the Star of David that's going to be placed at the top. And then we'll have a Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus for in each of these four. Probably have an addition of an animal in here. Not sure yet. We'll see. It's kind of big, so I just may make the figures larger so that they fill up the space. So here we go. Let's get going. I'm going to draw on here, and I'll be right back. So it took some time for me, but I did end up drawing these in. Now, you can certainly go online and do your shapes, do what you want. I'm just doing a basic little kind of shape here. This one I made them too small to begin with. This may be too big, but once I start using my scroll saw and cutting, I can change that easily. What might be best for you, if you don't feel like freehanding it, aren't good at freehanding it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just go ahead and print out your figures that you find online. Just Google Star of David, line art of Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, and just cut those shapes out, and you'll have exactly what you need. I'm using the thinner material on this. These are going to be painted. More than likely, I'm going to paint them black, just like their shadows, silhouettes, to put onto this. All right, be right back. All right, so I've got these drawn. I've got them taped together, like I stated that I was going to do. So now, let's go ahead, see if I can get this into view. All right. So now that I've got that into place, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these so that I have these shapes. Got these two cut out. These are the larger, so this is going to go in the larger manger. Let me get these other ones cut out here, and the larger one will be ready to go. There we go with Mary cut out. Got two of those. I like the way those turned out. Very happy with those. So those fit with that. Lastly, Star David. Here we are. We have a Star David cut out. All right, here are the two bigger ones. And I think that turned out perfect. All we're going to do is clean this up with the orbital sander. We'll clean these up too. These are going to get painted black, and then I'm going to go and cut these little pieces out right now for those. All right, it looks like I've got them done. I'm pretty happy with that. Now what I need to do, as I stated, I need to sand these things, get them a little bit smoother, and then I can get this whole set painted, and these will be done. Super simple. Once they have the once I have the polyacrylic on these, I'm going to be able to flip them over, and I'll put a hanger on the back. So if somebody wants to hang this on the wall, These are definitely going to be wall hangings. These can be wall hangings. They can also stand on a shelf or something along those lines if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding. Okay, getting ready to paint. I've got the black paint, which is the same company that, nope, this is a different one. This one's called Folk Art paint, but it's acrylic. It's all the same. So I'm going to move the actual house blanks out of my way. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be painting all of these pieces. I want to make sure I get them set up in the proper way that they're going to be facing. So, because I don't want to paint both sides. I want one side to be able to stick to the wood surface. So if I were to paint both sides, there's a chance it may not stick properly, and I don't want that to happen. This is kind of the way I've cut them out, so that Mary's on the right, Joseph's on the left, with baby Jesus facing Mary. Well, with this one, this piece has this big divot in it, I'm sure you can see, as does the top of baby Jesus. So what I'm going to do with these is I am going to flip them, so there'll be one facing the opposite direction of all of the others. And it's a personal preference. I don't think that matters at all. So this is just how I'm doing it. Now, if you want to kind of be fancy about it, you don't have to paint these as a silhouette. You can certainly do these however you see fit for you. If you'd rather paint them white, that's another option. These can all be painted in white. It does not have to be silhouette black like this. So really, it's your choice. If you want another color, feel free. Whatever you do is going to look good, and it's going to be your style. I'm still deciding on the stars. I'm going to paint everything else first. I may do the star in yellow or a golden color, just because I feel like that really seems appropriate. So, all right, I'm not going to let you watch me paint every single one of these. You know how to paint. I will be back. I am going to do the star in a gold tone, in a gold color. Now, I have this new paint, never tried it before. Got this off of Amazon, and it is, there we go. I got this huge pack. It was like 36 different colors. This is the first time using anything from it. So let me see what happens with this color. I have no idea how it's going to look. We'll find out together. Let's take a look. It does have, I don't know if you can see it on here, but it does have some flakes in it and give it a little bit of a glitter. We'll see how that turns out once it dries and we get it all on there. But I do kind of like that color. That's nice. It's not bright yellow, which I didn't want. I didn't want something super bright. I wanted to keep it muted and keep it more in these natural tones that we're going for here. So I kind of like that. I don't know if you can tell or not. It does have some glitter to it. There's some glitter in it, I should say. All right, so we'll go ahead and get the rest of these all done, and we'll come back. All right, we've got them all painted. It's all looking good. Come on over to these. Yep, looking good. So I'm very happy with all of this. Now let's let those dry. I will then glue them into place and get our polyacrylic going, and these will be done. Cool. All right, I feel like these have become dry enough for me. Again, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a little bit impatient. So I'm going to go ahead and get these, get the figures on here, get them all glued into place and ready to go so that glue can dry, and we can get polyacrylic on it, and we've got another completed holiday project. So we'll go ahead and get this one done first, since it is the first one that I painted. So hopefully it's dry enough that I can get it on here, and just slop on that glue and set them right in there, right in place. This one is still wet on the edges, but that's all right. That's what they make soap and water for, right? And let's get them into place. And let's get Mary where she belongs. And then the star. And we'll have everything where it goes. There we go. Very good. So I've got them into place. They're about the same distance apart from the sides. That's a good thing. Now let's throw a little bit of glue here. Now I got to remember with this, the star is going to be hanging up over the top, so I don't need glue on the entire back of this piece. Just enough to hold it into place. Down at the bottom half of it. All right, so there we go. I think the star looks good. I like that look. That is a nice look. Very rustic, very folksy. I think this is going to do well also at a craft show. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put a hook on the back of it, so that it can be hung if somebody decides that they want to hang one of these up. Otherwise, it can stand. I do believe that it will stand by itself on its own. It's thick, it's wide enough on the base, and adding the figures on there really does help with its stability. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these all glued up. Okay, there we go. We have these done. I shouldn't say done. We have them glued up. All we're waiting for now is this glue to dry, and we can put our polyacrylic finish on them. And these will be ready to have the hanger put on the back and taken to a craft show. Also, I need to sign them. So if you do sell stuff, go ahead and sign it. It's just always a good habit to do that so people know where they got it from. And that's really all I have so far. I'll bring you back here as soon as I'm ready to put the polyacrylic on. Okay, so my paint and my glue seem to be dry enough for me. Are they at the recommended amount of time? Probably not, but that's all right. So I'm going to go ahead and move some of these out of the way so I can go ahead and begin putting the polyacrylic on. Now with these, I'm not going to need to put any on the back, just because it is going to hang on a wall. At least that's the intention for this. So the back will not get any polyacrylic at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all of this stuff around here. And it really does like to soak it up on these edges. So just watch that. Just know that that's going to be a thing. So you can make it a little bit heavier on those edges, just so that it soaks in and it looks nice. Now it is, like you can see here, this is going to darken this wood up a lot. And this is the barnwood that I got. I found this at an antique store. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe an 8-foot length, give or take, 4 inches wide, 3.5, 4 inches wide. And I want to say I paid like $3.50 for it. So I think I got a deal. Yeah, it's a piece of wood. It can't be really used for much of anything else, but I got a lot out of it, or I will get a lot out of it. And if I can sell these, my money will be made back immediately. So that's a good thing. So look at here. This doesn't even look like I've put any in here. All right, so we'll get the sides. I like to get the sides and the bottom first, typically, in case I need to go back and put some more on, which usually I do. And then getting down in all the crevices, making sure everything's covered. This isn't like this is going to be going outside. However, you don't want this to be on somebody's shelf or on somebody's wall and have them notice a spot. that doesn't have the same sheen to it as the rest of it. It just doesn't make your work look very professional. So you want to keep an eye out for that. Make sure that you're getting all the spots covered that you need to cover, so that it looks, so you have a good looking finished product. Now we can see how dark this has become, but let's let it dry, and this should pop right back to where it needs to be and look fantastic. All right, so we can see this one here, it's starting to dry. This is the barnwood, and you can see that there's a difference here. It's much darker, but it does lighten up once it dries.